Spawning occurs when the map starts, and we respawn after dying in competitive game modes like Domination and Hardpoint. But how exactly does it work? And can we control spawns, or at least predict enemy spawns? All those questions will be answered in today's video. But for you to fully understand this, you need to know how the CODM ranked modes are supposed to be played, which I covered in a previous video. I'll link to it at the end. Anyways, a spawn is the point where the game loads a player into the match. To help you better visualize this, we'll be using the map Standoff as our reference point. These are the names of the areas in Standoff, and these are the spawn locations on the map. Different colors for each team. I'll keep them up here so you don't get lost. By the way, this is the first part of the video series explaining all ranked map spawns in CODM, so subscribe in order not to miss. Now, ranked spawns are mainly controlled by two things: player position and line of sight. How does player positioning affect ranked spawns in CODM? Take, for example, you're positioned at FAM. This will cause the enemy to spawn at back alley, gas station, or hay bale. As a known fact, enemies will not spawn at a known spawn point if you are directly looking at it. Now let's begin. The map we shall use to master spawns in this video is Standoff. It is divided into these invisible areas shown. Now, which area the play is in or enters is what we shall call positioning, and line of sight is just what the player can see on his screen. Now here is how we can use the two and annihilate the enemy team. Now let's take, for example, a 1 versus 1 scenario: team subscribers versus team non-subs. Both teams spawn at the starter spawns A and B and start to push each other through mid-street, and non-subs takes down subs at mid-statue. The game will try to look for the safest and most fair spawn point for subs to respawn. Think of it like this. The game divides the map into two and picks the farthest spawn point from the enemy and checks if someone is looking at it directly. If not, then team subs will respawn there. In this case, it might pick the spawn points at Haystack, behind Blue House, and Black Ally. And by the way, if you think this video is of value and you want to help Team Sub make a comeback, don't be shy to hit that sub button. Is free, and you can always unsubscribe. Anyways, here is how you can try to predict where the player you killed will respawn as a beginner. After you kill an enemy, imagine a line across the map where you knocked him or her, and just push it slightly to the larger side of the map. Now the side that you are on is the friendly area, and the other side is enemy territory. And to know where he will spawn, you just have to know the spawn points on the enemy side and pick the one that is mostly covered by buildings or walls. Note that the area they will respawn should not be overlapping our imaginary line. A good way to practice is using the multiplayer's single-player practice mode to master the spawn points without losing rank. In order to speed up your learning curve, I have designed a PDF that contains most of the known spawn points, and best part, it's completely for free in my Discord. Here are some more additional tips. Okay, for the start, set the bot parameters to idle. So when they respawn, they don't move away from their spawn position. Do this until you start to almost accurately guess their spawn position or spawn area. Now, mastering spawns without knowing how to predict the enemy team's gameplay is what separates noobs from pro league players. Now let's see the most likely route team subs would have taken to capture the hard point. Let's say the hard point is a yard. There are 3 entry points into the hard point, through hotel and the 2 exits at yard. Now in most cases, the players will always choose the shortest way to the hard point, which in this case is the yard exit next to yellow. Now that you have this information, we have to position ourselves properly and wait to make them chew our hardcore bullets. Now, if you are playing with a full team, here is when things get interesting, because with a bit of teamwork and good communication, you can start to play like hackers on steroids. All you have to do is position yourselves properly in order to manipulate the enemy team's spawns and funnel them in like they came to collect breakfast. Now don't take my word for it, this same strategy was used by Tribe Gaming to secure their spot in the championship. Even they knew that a gameplay like this one is unbeatable. Let's look at Drive Gaming's gameplay and how they control spawns. From the COD Mobile Masters Finals, where they secure their spot for the 2021 World Championships in their loser bracket final against NYSL Mayhem. Even before the match started, casters talked about crossfire domination and the importance of having as your home flag for an easier overall control of the map while being able to protect the B flag if you happen to capture it. Whoever has
Charlie wins the game. It's very rare for you to actually win the game.
If you are going to be on that A side, It's just a matter of take note that Tribe had the A flag, essentially giving them top spots at the starting round. Observe how NV managed to creep onto broken building, trying to get that control. These spawns got flipped due to multiple factors. Watch how Tribe essentially has control of central building and shortcut around the B flag with Envy at Laundry, almost near broken building band, actually spawned near them after dying on mid lane Nero crossing that imaginary line on top of Office and Tribe, eliminating 3 of the NYSL members causes all of them to spawn near Office, and Lounge shouts, makes his way through Butchers to pinch Sassy and finally secure that C flag, essentially giving them map control throughout the first round. Great execution by Tribe to manipulate the spawns in their favor. This is a great example of how positioning and objectives affect where teams spawn. Tribe had a great understanding of that, and made sure they won their gunfights on their way to claim the area they wanted to control. Of course, behind this great team is a great coach that gave them guidance. And if you want to learn how to position yourselves, like they way Tribe did, I recommend this video where I go through player positioning and best loadouts for each game mode and map.